Welcome to the Occupational Therapy Board of New Zealand's ePortfolio. Here you will record your professional development and continuing competence. Before you begin documenting your engagement, please read the ePortfolio Handbook located here. This handbook will tell you what is considered appropriate professional development, give you instructions on what to include, and explain the ePortfolio cycle. Before completing a self-assessment, you should first complete a self-audit. While the self-audit tool is not mandatory, it can help you navigate the performance indicators that build each competency in order to inform your self-assessments. To begin a new self-audit, click the Add Self-Audit button. You will see tabs for each one of the 5 competencies, plus a summary tab that shows all the competencies and their performance indicators in an easy-to-read list. Read the competencies under each of the tabs and reflect on your practice. Identify areas for development or those of which you wish to advance your understanding and add any comments as necessary. If you do not feel you need to work on a specific area, simply leave the competency blank. Click the Save button at the bottom of each page. To access self-assessments, click the tab at the top or the link in the Tools menu on the left. The current cycle is listed at the top of the page. Read the instructions before you begin, noting that it is important to identify areas of development. Each competency contains guiding questions that you can ask yourself as you read through that competency's unique performance indicators. These questions will aid in your practice reflection, which you will record in the self-assessment field. Consider feedback that you have received from your supervisor, colleagues, clients, and your employers, and tick any of these that apply on the right. Please remember that it is important to identify areas of development, as these are the areas that you will work on in order to improve your knowledge and understanding. If you have any supporting documentation, for example a performance review or letter from a client, you may upload it using the link on the right. When you are finished, click the Save button. You may also print a hard copy of your self-assessment or download a PDF version of it by clicking the Print or Download as PDF button. Click the next Competency tab to continue working on your self-assessment, remembering to save after each competency. To access professional development, click the tab on the top or the link in the Tools menu on the left. This tab is where you will create your specific learning plan for each competency. The goals that you set in your development plan are based upon the insights gained from your self-assessment. At a minimum, you must have an active goal in Competency 1 at all times. You will notice that any comments you made in your self-assessment have carried over to your professional development plan as a reminder to you and appear here. Use the drop-down menu to create your learning goal, which may be to learn more about, to acquire knowledge of, to further knowledge of, or to keep current with a particular topic or area. You may also choose to write your own goals. Type this topic or area into the text field. Then, use the drop-down menu to select in order to provide, to ensure, or to improve. Then explain the rationale for your learning goal in the text field. Note that the progress to meeting the goal is set by default to in progress. But later you may change the status of the goal to completed, discontinued, or on hold if the circumstances of your goal change. Next, you will identify development activities, which are the steps required to advance your goal. You must complete at least one development activity per goal. Type your activity into the Development Activity field. Identify whether it is group learning or independent learning from the drop-down menu, and upload any documentation you have supporting this learning by clicking Upload Supporting Documentation. You may change the status of your development activity to complete after you have finished it. Should you require more space to document multiple activities, simply click the Add New Learning Activity button at the bottom. After you have completed your development activities, record the outcomes of your learning in the Outcomes section. Write in how you achieved your goal, what happened, and what the final results of your learning were. When you are finished entering your activity, click the Save button at the bottom of the screen. Later, after you have completed development activities that have advanced your learning goals, it is important to critically reflect on whether a change in practice has occurred as a consequence of your development. On the right, there are guiding questions on critical reflection, examining impact on professional competence, and impact on patient outcomes available to assist you in this reflection. Again, remember to save your work. This is where you can nominate your supervisor or review who your current supervisor is. You can also check to see who you are providing supervision to and that this is up to date. If you are providing supervision for others, this is where you will accept that nomination and make a statement regarding the supervisee's engagement in the process around their e-portfolio. You will see your supervision status at the bottom of the page. You may also nominate a supervisor, nominate an external supervisor, accept a nomination, and view your supervisor history. You must arrange for a third party to complete an attestation as part of the annual EPC renewal process. The term third party refers to a person who attests to the practitioner's competence and fitness to practice. The purpose of the third party attestation is to confirm to the OTBNZ that the practitioner is maintaining competence. The third party is expected to attest that they have cited and discussed your e-portfolio. They are satisfied that your goals and development activities are appropriate for maintaining your competence relative to your level of seniority, experience, and practice context. They are not aware of any mental or physical condition that may impact on your practice. To the best of their knowledge, you are fit and competent to practice. You will see your third-party status at the bottom of the page. You may also nominate a third party, accept a nomination, and view your third-party history. If you experience any issues while using the e-portfolio, please refer to the user guide available on the OTBNZ website.